basically how I would monitor and keep this art as pure as possible. So then people just can't go around, saying that I've learned from this person and I know this and that when they really didn't. And that's basically what the problem that is encountered in a lot of martial arts is that people that claim that say, hey, yeah, I've trained with Bruce Lee and blah blah blah, or I trained with the instructor of Bruce Lee, I trained with him, and there's no way of really tracking down to see if that information is real or false. But for my art, specifically, it's very easy. All you gotta do is just log on to YouTube, and then you'll see who has reached the level that they claim they've reached or not. Same thing with official disciples. If the people are comfortable and if they prefer, that reach, the standards that are established for this art, and they actually reach the standards, and they like their name to be on the channel, then I'm going to put their name on the channel and basically state that these people have become official disciples and they reached the intermediate red status of the physical fitness level training. But as far as the technique training, they're still beginners. Spiritual training is something that that comes through time, as far as like getting to know the person and seeing what they have to say, their understanding of themselves, their understanding of the world around them, their understanding of the philosophy behind the martial arts. That takes time and communication to understand, for me to see where they're at as far as that type of training is concerned. As far as the physical fitness training and the technique training, I believe it kind of goes hand in hand. It pretty much still does go hand in hand, as far as I believe the physical fitness has to be maintained, and people need to be recertified yearly as far as like maintaining their physical level of fitness. As far as the technique training is concerned, I believe it goes hand in hand. If your fitness level is not to a high level, then your technique will not be at a high level either. So they go hand in hand, alright? But the thing about the technique is once you learn it, I believe the technique, once you learn it, you kind of just have it. It's almost like, to me, like learning how to swim or riding a bicycle or learning how to do a push-up. If you learn it properly the first time, then pretty much it's very hard to forget, alright? It comes right back to you when you just, even if you haven't done it for a long time, you still know how to do it. So that's kind of how I see the technique to go. So people could learn the technique and be advanced in the technique, and they could let their bodies go and they could be very unfit, but then the technique part of it, they could still probably understand the technique, and then they could still probably show the technique and have pretty good form. But as far as their physical fitness level is concerned, because their body is not physically trained at a high level, they will not be able to perform the technique at the highest efficiency, but they still will probably remember how to apply the technique, more than likely, alright? But like I said, the physical fitness and the technique goes hand in hand, and I expect the physical fitness to be, people to recertify every single year, to show that they're maintaining their level of fitness. Alright, as far as the spiritual training is concerned, that's something that's just a lifelong thing, where you just constantly learn more and understand yourself to a greater extent. And that's something where once you learn it, you should know it. Or once you experience something, you should know it. So I can't really say, as far as enlightenment is concerned, I can't really judge to say who's enlightened and who's not. That's something that comes from within. So all I can really say is to basically say who has reached like an intermediate level of status of spiritual understanding, spiritual training, and who's reached like an advanced status of spiritual training and understanding. But as far as like the person being able to teach spirituality and understanding oneself, and about as far as reaching out there and helping others in that aspect, I can't really be the judge of that. That's something that comes from within. So the highest level that somebody could reach for that, as far as me from the outside perspective, being able to see whether or not a person has reached a higher level, is just advanced. But as far as being elite and being an instructor and teaching and helping other people in that realm, that comes from within. All right. But as far as the technique training is concerned, when I see people's technique and when I train with them, when I spar with them, then I will know what level they're at. I will know if they're ready to instruct, and the stuff of that nature. As far as the physical fitness, that's the easiest one to tell. When you see somebody do these, repetitions and these exercises, you can know if they're advanced or if they're elite or if they're beginners or intermediate. That's no problem. Okay, so those are the three aspects that I want people to remember and focus on. Is going to be the physical fitness. That's one component. The next component is going to be the technique development. All right, and then it's going to be the spiritual development. All right, those that have not reached the physical fitness level yet can continue to try to train to reach that level, and continue to train the spiritual level, spiritualness, reading, writing, understanding yourself. That's more the spiritual training. And then once you reach the physical training, then I will teach you the technique training. I will teach you the technique, and then to help you develop the technique. And then once you have all three of those components, then to me that's a true martial artist. And that's going to be a good representation of what this art is all about. Okay? So that's how I plan to do it. Alright? If and those that want to really be official and want to basically to show that they've reached a certain level in this art, and could use this art as a way of, I guess, credential, in a way of saying that they've reached a certain level, then the website, the YouTube channel will be for that. On the main page, I will list the names of the people and what level they're at as far as the physical is concerned, as far as the technique, and as far as the spiritual, in which to show that, this person has reached this level at this art. Okay? That could only, I guess, help build your credentials as far as your experience levels. But if you have no concern for that and you're self-motivated and you care nothing about that, then that's fine, that's great, But I think it always helps to have some type of credential, especially when it doesn't cost you any extra money, alright? So, I mean, this is not a business thing for me. This is just doing it out of love, and I'm looking for people that just want to better themselves, learn martial arts, have fun, and just basically promote a more positive world, and basically develop themselves to be a positive human being, a good human being, a compassionate, loving person, and basically have the talent and skill of a warrior, that's going to be using this human weapon, that they, this body that they've turned into a human weapon, for the right purposes, all right, to promote more peace. Okay, so that's how I'm going to approach it. All right, the physical fitness level, the technique training, and the spiritual training.